Hello everybody peeps, how are you all doing? This is your weird weird video guide again, and playing Fallout 4 on the PS5, the PlayStation 5, Fallout 4. Here we go. I'm going to be featuring today a house I've been building. It's my second playthrough on the PS5. I'm going to try a mod that works on the PS4, but I've yet to see it work on the PS5. There we go. Loading. Oh yes, just in case you're unaware, trophies are disabled, so any achievements and so on are not possible with mods. So these are the mods I've got active. No borders. Ultimate jetpack ring. Is that a ring as opposed to a jetpack that fits onto power armor, because that's a pain in the ass. Now this is the mod I'm going to be trying. Bleak. As the name suggests, it makes things rather bleak. Good neighbor, safe house. PS4. Yeah, that's actually quite a good. I think I made a short video featuring that. There's more being added to it, so it's more than just a room and atop a tenement in Good Neighbor. Simple white. Oh yes, we've got various environment mods, and all settlements extended is a good one. Again, as the name suggests, it extends your settlements. In fact, I'll just show it off. Spectacle Island. You've got the whole island anyway, but it pushes the border out to sea quite a bit to include some of the wrecks and boats that are offshore. Egret Tours Marina. The castle. Hangman's Alley is probably the most noticeable one. It's anyway, back. So this is everything you see ticked is what I've got active. Base game, scrap that. Is it scrap that settlement or scrap that Commonwealth? Yeah, you can scrap whole buildings. No build limit, no DLC. So that's throughout the Commonwealth, but obviously no DLC. Simple White is one of the simple green mods. Makes things look like winter with snow on the ground. And perhaps my favourite one, Fall, puts red leaves on the trees, and the grass is no longer a bright green, but a more believable green. Quite nice, very pretty. But I don't tend to have mods active while I'm building. None of the environment mods. Only the building mods. Things like USO mashups. All the USO mods, because they all add to your building. Oh yes, custom vanilla assets, CVA. So you can build fountains and water features and lots of scrap items. Put in trees and shrubs and lots of rubbish and litter. Water redux, that improves the water graphics. Nuka World, USO add-ons for Nuka World. A harbour, all the available building types for that. Wasteland workshops. OC decorator, of course, and that enables you to put static items on shelves. And scrap that settlement. I've got both the scrap mods on. They're both active, I think. Where's the other one? Yep, scrap that. That's the base game one. We'll see decorator. Oh yeah, workshop anywhere. I've only used it a couple of times because it tends to be a bit crashy. You can create a custom workbench anywhere, as it suggests, and thereby build just about anywhere. Anywhere you drop the workshop, it creates an area which is buildable. Then it's Andrew Wick. He's quite a well-known modder, quite reputable, quite well-known and respected. So anyway, that's his mod. What else have we got? Random Beantown Interiors. That's a good one. I've made a video about that. Anyway, back to the game. Where's the mod I'm going to be trying out? Bleak. Yes, here we go. Bleak. Enable. Whoa. Oh, see what this does to the game. I've tried it on the PS4, but this will be my first time on the PS5. Makes the game very atmospheric, makes it very wintry or apocalyptic weather, heavy weather, stormy weather. I'll go to my second playthrough character. Ooh, here we go. One of the mods, not quite sure which one, you can put these comics down on various surfaces, tables and so on. You can also put them on shelves, so rather than relying on finding them in the game. Where are we? Oh yes, we're in Sanctuary Hills.
I told you Sanctuary would grow.
And in this playthrough I've done bugger all with the bulk of the town. I've kept all the wrecked houses. I've not done anything with the other houses, including the old original player home, which I think is this one. But I have fixed up this one, and that's the only one I'm going to fix up in this playthrough. So I'm turning Sanctuary Hills into a grandiose farm. All my workstations, crafting stations. A veritable field here of mut fruit. Another field of corn here. Just using scrappable items to block up holes in the perimeter hedges and fences, like this dog house. So rather than spending resources and materials to do stuff, I'll just pick up an item and plug a gap. Like this gate, for instance. I don't want that to be wide open. I should really block this one up as well. When you can take a car like this, or that one perhaps. It's nice and small. It'll probably fit in the doorway perfectly. Come on, you know you can do it. I'm trying to go into build mode. There you go. Out of the way, Codswallop. I could plonk it in here, but I want to Stick it in the gate here. Block the gateway. So of course my idea with this settlement is to I need to push it further into the gate to make it impassable, I think. Can I get through there? Not unless I jump. And as NPCs, you know, the average super mutant or raiders, they can't jump. They don't seem to want to jump. They can't climb a fence. They don't have the AI for that sort of thing. Broadside on, maybe. So that the maximum blockage. And you can close the gate. And it doesn't look odd. Any more so than other stuff that I've used to block up. I'm still waiting for this mod to kick in. Bleak. I might go somewhere else before it does so. So this is my rebuilt house. I've tried to rebuild it in a style in keeping with the rest of the houses here, which is in sharp contrast to what I usually do. I usually build stuff that sticks out like a sore thumb.
One day, Sanctuary will be a vibrant
Yes, this is
community.
sort of blending in. I've not done much to furnish the house so far. But it's got a lovely little garden here. The gate's not working. My various crafting stations, a couple of suits of power armor I never
My
wear.
old man taught me that duct tape could fix anything. I don't think he was talking about bullet holes.
I'm going to try and move Mama Murphy's chair into here, so I don't have to listen to her prattling on. And I've got a bar restaurant here. Still a lot of building work to do. All I've done is put in the one cooking stove. There's minimal lighting or anything else. And most of the furniture was here already. Apart from the bed, that, and that. But this is all stuff that's here already. And I've left some of the rubbish, again, because it's characterful. Because it's a bugger to actually try and reproduce that. Having got rid of it, you fancy a bit of clutter and rubbish. Trying to go through various mods looking for cardboard boxes and these crappy old lamps. So it's a shortcut to that sort of thing. And this doesn't exist in the vanilla game. This upstairs in the house. So everything here and above I've built. Quite a nice lounge. Again, it's in keeping with Fallout lore and appearance. I'm going to put a little terrace up here. Everyone can come up an evening and have a gin and tonic, Pimm's, or beverage of your choice. And not content with one floor, there's another floor up there.
That was the 5 stars.
So hardly any furnishing done here.
Get it?
Put down some carpets. But this could be a bedroom. This would be a shared living space. That's a lounge area. Another possible bedroom here that can have a balcony.
You like some good news? That's great.
A water tower. That's from a mod.
Maybe you heard the radio
You don't need a generator. With most of the water pumps, water purifiers, you require the generator to be installed. So the benefits of mods. And this is a very large bedroom here. Could almost be a dormitory. Mini beds. I find the settlers don't like going upstairs. They tend to occupy the ground floors and possibly the first floor, but they don't like above that. And here we are in the attic space. And you can go on the roof as well. So this might be quite a fancy bedroom here. Or it could be a games room with a pool table. And perhaps perhaps a gym. Gonna have weights and whatever, vaulting horses and so on. And up on the roof, a lovely view of Sanctuary Hills. Might have to go somewhere else so this mod gets the time to activate. Here we go. Going to go to my other more developed settlement. Coastal Cottage. There we go. So I've done an awful lot here. And it's hardly in keeping with the original aesthetic. Very much my own style. Attempting a Georgian or early Victorian look. Whoa. Here we go. This is looking much more like it. I think Bleak has kicked in. Whoa. See magazines. That's my personal bedroom in this creepy old house. You see how everything's much more sepia. The colours are a bit washed out when this mod is up and running. There's a kid's room. Well, a bed for the nanny or a child, and of course a cot for a very small child. Get out of the way, Codsworth, or I'll shoot you. Come on, you silly bollocks. Yes, the attic space. Well, as in the Sanctuary Hills house, I'm going to possibly have a dormitory up here or a games room gymnasium type business. Whoa, sounds very stormy outside. Whoa. Lots of potential bedroom spaces up here. So this is what you can do with mods. Though a lot of the structures, the wooden structures are vanilla. Part of the warehouse building set. Warehouse or barn. Not quite sure. Ooh. Look at that. It's very dark, isn't it? Oh. Yes, indeed. Go back down into the house. Is that you, Codsworth? Twat. So this is very much a work in progress. The basic structure is complete. I'm just furnishing and finishing. Finishing touches. Finessing. Who leaves the doors or windows wide open? And the main hall, the great hall of the house. Ah yes, the Minutemen General's uniform. It's a fireplace I've built, as opposed to the fireplaces that come with, is it a CC pack? A festive pack. Along with Christmas decorations, you get these fireplaces, which are very nice. So that's all one unit, that fireplace. Barring the picture that I've put on top of it, that's a single piece. When compared to the fireplace that I built, which is many pieces, it's quite extensive. What's it like in the dark? Ooh, it's very dark and eerie, isn't it? Very creepy. Ooh. So this is it's either the first floor or the ground floor of the house, I'm not quite sure. Looking down into the pub. We've got a pub bar in there. Ooh. Bleak indeed. We'll go down into the basement area. Ooh. And this Todd the Magnificent, Todd Howard, in his guise as Napoleon. So when you get this site, there's a wrecked wooden house and a crater that has a cave beneath it, in which a couple of mirelurks are, these giant horseshoe crabs are hiding. They leap out on you and you have to kill them in order to acquire the site. So this is my restaurant and bar. All the chairs are quite usable. All functional. What's the point of having a thing unless it's functional?
The crop's been growing pretty good lately.
And this is both functional and quite pretty. Musical chairs. I need to put a jukebox in here. Oh yeah, here's an example of one of the magazines.
The farm's not much, but it's something.
Awesome. Totally awesome, dude. So this is the up part of what was the crater in the middle of the old wooden house. This is the kitchen so far. Working cookers. In fact, a choice of 3. You can grill, the old traditional range, and a more modern cooker. And these self-refilling vending machines. My preferred one is Vim Captain's Blend because look at the advantages of it. I'm going to my menu, inventory, aid. So Vim Captain's Blend, there we go. Action points 120. Health, HP 700. Oh, not good charisma. But good stuff. It can save your life in an emergency. This goes up into the garden. Oh, it really is dark out there. And this is the sub-basement or the cellar. I might turn it into a wine cellar. Put racks of wine bottles up there. A couple of generators. That was my original generator until I got my skills up to produce these fusion generators. And a water pump. So this is the very bottom of the cave. Beneath the old wooden house. The old wooden house has pretty much collapsed into the crater in the cave, along with a truck in its flatbed. And here we are, going into the remaining part of the old house, and my bar.
Thank you. It's like I can finally think straight.
With Sheffield, the reformed alcoholic, as barman. I always put him here in the bar, in my favourite house. So you know which is my favourite house, when Codsworth is the barman. And this is his bed. So he's never far from his place of work.
I gave up alcohol after settling down here. I said I shot my liver.
Oh yes, there's the toilet, because every good food and drinks place legally requires a toilet facilities. In case what you're eating doesn't agree with you. And you can barf it up or or dispose of it other ways. One end or the other. And these doors are great. These sliding doors. Great space saving. Considering that's how much room a door uses. I haven't used CVA so far in this playthrough. But that's the kind of stuff you get with CVA, this leaf litter here. So I look for, and this kind of plant matter on the walls. So I look forward to covering this house in all this crap. I have tidied up a bit here in the porch because there was a lot more litter and rubbish. So it's a bit like this corner. But the litter and rubbish adds to the atmosphere, the sense of authenticity, of antiquity, the passage of time. So that section there is the old house, what remains of the old house. Also, when you get to the site, there's a garage here, which contains the workshop. And I didn't like it. It kind of spoilt the view of my house. Not that you can see it at the moment. So the workshop's still here, but it's no longer as obtrusive. And instead I've got this tasteful statue. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with how dark it is. Bleak really is living up to its name. Hello
What
there.
would I call a good day?
Good
One
evening.
that ends without an empty stomach.
Put a circuit of walls around. Oh, sounds like it's going a bit raddy. A rad storm. Might be some nice lightning. So this is the back of the house. Everything you can see I've built. And then you can see down into the basement cafe there. Haven't completed the circuit of fences and walls around the site. And haven't fortified the gateways and entrances. That's into the great hall, the biggest room of the house, on 2 levels. Stormy, stormy night. Oh. I'm loving the atmosphere. And here's a bit of farm with some cows for their fertilizer and a field of corn. With an impromptu camp with a cooking fire. Hello, cow. Oh, stop that now. You're both girls.
Don't care much for good neighbor.
Lesbian cows, eh? Can't stop them. Oh yes, there's a nice little house I've just finished building yesterday, in fact. Which is structurally complete. Because I found that raiders and attackers were coming up the hill here. That though there's a cliff here, right along here, which is unclimbable to this point. And this is where trading caravans and so on come and go. Oh, is it starting to snow? I think it is. They could climb up along here. So to do away with that, I built a house here. Because with settlements extended, that pushes the border right out to around about here, the edge of the build area, right here. So there's a lovely little house here. Very much inspired by TV series like Poldark and Bleak House and so on. All set in Georgian times, Napoleonic Wars, American Wars of Independence, when they're throwing off the shackles of imperial rule from Britain, Spain and France. Well, I think it was Napoleon that gave a large part of modern America, Louisiana, Mississippi, or New Orleans to the Americans. It was a gift. Whereas the Spanish were not quite so keen, or the British were quite so keen in giving up their colonies, their territory. But about the time of things like Paul Dark, the French Revolution was going on, so it was just before Napoleon came to power. So this is yet to be finished. Might have a little dining room area here. Perhaps a kitchen area here. I'm not quite sure where the bathroom's going to be in the house. It's quite a small house, so squashing everything in is a bit of a problem. So I might have a very small bathroom here. Put in walls and so on to close it off. But here's the main master bedroom, I suppose it is. For whoever lives here. I've kind of glazed some of the windows. Like that's normally a broken window. You can see there's glass, a second layer of glass there, double glazing. But not here, that's just a single. And I couldn't be bothered with that one, so I just covered it with these weapon racks. Have I got anything to put on there? I wonder. Some nice appropriate weapons. Oh, here we go. Focused 6 crank. Yeah, that'll do. That's kind of in keeping with the American Revolutionary Wars and so on. Nicely glazed. A little snug area here. And the kids' mezzanine bedroom up here. That fire also came, that log stove came with that CC pack with the Christmas gear. Well, I'm quite pleased with this house. It's got an indoor toilet here. I might change it. I might sort of turn this into a cupboard and put the actual toilet outside, or if I create a proper bathroom, I might have a modern toilet. Who knows? This is kind of daytime. Whoa, you can see the house now. This has got quite a nice garden. It's a pretty little house. I think the location is called Coastal Cottage. Go to the map, Coastal Cottage. Yep, here we are. Right on the coast. And the location did very much remind me of places like the Cornish locations that you see in Paul Dark, the series Paul Dark. In fact, both series of Paul Dark. TV series. Oh.
You gotta take me to
Oof. It's like the Cornish coastline. Just imagine there weren't factories in the distance. And the sea would be right up to the cliffs, crashing against the shore. Which you can almost imagine in the fog. Let's back into the hall. Ooh. This fog is a bit erratic. It goes from pea super to not quite so pea super. An area of garden terrace here at the front. There's some food plants. And that's a view down into the basement cafe, with below that the utility room and future wine cellar. That's attempting a bit of bleary sunlight. But when the weather's not quite so cack, you can sit out here, enjoy the view. This is very much the sort of day that you want to go to the pub. Or sit by a nice warm fire. With a mug of cocoa. Who keeps leaving the toilet door open? Lavatory. I also like scrapitecture. The scrappy look of things. Repurposed. Reused. Does the TV work? Apparently not. I might have to replace it with one that does. So that is the original TV, complete with a pile of muck on the floor that it's sitting on. But that's all characterful. So next time you see this, next video I make, I might not have Bleak on. I'm still not sure about Bleak. It's the front of a house. Bleak house. I think it looks quite nice, quite pleasant. I'm really looking forward to Fallout London, which is a gigantic mod. It's not going to be available for PS4, 5 and Xbox users for a while, but as it's coming out sometime in April, I think, for PC. PC and Mac, presumably. There's a death claw over here. But not today. It's killed all these Yaguai. So when the death claws here, the Yaguai have been refilled with meat. But not today. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with this house. I think it turned out quite nicely. Certainly better than the wooden disaster that you have to begin with, which you can't do anything with in the vanilla game. Or the garage that's usually here. Well, thank you for watching this. It's taking this long. Well, have a look in the toilet. Nobody's opened that door again. I'll catch them, the culprits, whoever did that. Get off me, Codsworth, you bollocks. Oh yes, I ripped off all the crappy bits of wood from the top of the old wooden house. And put a little conservatory up there. Quite like these panelled walls. Quite nice. And so this is where you have your cannabis plants and other exotic herbage. Your greenhouse conservatory up on the roof. So thanks again for viewing, for watching this, for staying this long. And please thumbs up the video, like it if you liked it. And subscribe! Subscribe if you want to see more. Doesn't cost anything. Oh, it's only just starting to disappear now. Really, the render distance is incredible on the PS5. We're this far away, and it's still there. Well, ta-ta for now. Cheerio.